This is Krysti Schey.
I'm Philip Schey. This is 15 Minutes with Krysti's Music Studio for the Bluffton Center for Entrepreneurs.
All right, so we started teaching music back in high school.
High school for you, college for me.
Yeah.
She was getting enough students
a long time ago
that she started putting students onto me. And then I started teaching when I was in college at Bluffton.
Yeah, I started out teaching my poor brothers and my cousins. And yeah, and I kept gaining students in college. And by the end of college, I had probably like 40 students or something crazy like that. So I had just built it up over time. And yeah, so it's kind of a gradual thing, really. Yeah. And then as far as when we actually became Krysti's Music Studio, I guess that just kind of happened naturally. Just kind of over time. And yeah, Phil started taking more students. So, yep. And we have a philosophy of teaching that I think I just really try to have fun and hope that my students will have fun too. And I believe that everyone can make music in some way. And so I try to just help students to find that joy of music and playing. And there's so many benefits of learning music as far as cognitive skills and just brain activity and all of that. So I like to work with that.
I like to enjoy building rapport with students. So we get to have fun, kid around with each other. You know, we have, get work done, but have fun. I like to use a lot of analogies with my students, like it's like this or it's like that. Like, for instance, rhythm is like ice cream. You get one scoop and that's your core note. You get two scoops, then you got a half note. It takes twice as long to eat that. And then I get to make eating sounds and it's fun. But then, it's like we get to share with each other. What's your favorite, ice cream, So there's different little ways that we get to sort of share with each other instead of just being only a teacher, but we get to be personable with our students.
Yeah. When we became an employer, so probably like 2009-ish, I graduated from college and noticed some people were asking me, well, can you do guitar lessons or can you do voice lessons? And I guess being a people pleaser a little bit and just wanting to help. That's kind of how that started. We had some friends that were able to teach and it just, kind of gradually went from there. We started out doing independent contractors, but a few years back, we switched everybody over to employee. So they're officially employees. We have a couple locations. So most of our students come to Bluffton, I would say. And here in Bluffton, we can do piano, guitar, voice, ukulele, art lessons, violin. I think maybe we got all of those. And then in Shawnee and Spencerville, our teacher, Rebecca, teaches for us over there, and she can do piano or voice or any woodwinds. So clarinet, saxophone, bassoon, flute. And then our instructor, Carla, is over in Ottawa. So she's there with a handful of students, one day a week, piano or voice. And actually, that's something that's really cool is that we are super lucky because we have two of my previous teachers teaching for us. So Carla Wyant is being one of them, and then Deb Neislander. They both taught me back in the day. So it's pretty special and neat. So, yep. And then our students, we have age 3 and up to adults. So our age 3 classes are definitely different than, you know, starting out someone at age 6. Age 3, we do more like music appreciation and just kind of helping them get used to a steady beat and finding sounds, highs and lows, and that kind of thing. Yeah, the bulk of our students are probably elementary, junior high, high school, but then we have quite a few adults too.
And the range of what kind of music that we explore with them varies too, because, you know, we like to have our students have some say in what they like to study, especially as they get later on through the elementary stages and they're able to explore things. But, you know, so you'll find that some students really enjoy the sort of classical sounds. And so, you know, we'll get them into classical music, and some of them, they enjoy jazz and ragtime. And then you've got students who really, especially in elementary, they really enjoy the popular things, the Disney stuff. And so there's a whole range of music that can be explored.
As far as what has changed the most over the years, I would say we have had to become more organized, just kind of by necessity. Yeah, I used to make notes just in a little notebook and put little check marks and things, and yeah, our accountant, you know, likes us to use QuickBooks now, so that keeps us more organized.
And also probably the biggest change is just in the size of our operation, because when we had started, I mean, of course, we were teaching out of practice rooms in Bluffton University, and then she was teaching out of her house, and we married, and so I was teaching there as well. But then when we had other teachers who worked for us with other instruments or guitar or voice, then, you know, we kind of had to, it took up our teaching space. And so then the place that we're living at now, we were really blessed to find that, because we can teach upstairs and live downstairs. And we've been able to expand in this range as well to have higher capacity of students coming. So again, just kind of the organization of it is one big thing. And just the size of the scope of the operation. So that's a big change. And of course, everybody had to adapt, you know,
teaching online. We did the online teaching, you know, we had done that before things shut down last year, but we were kind of, you know,
I hope this works.
Yeah. And everybody was super accommodating, and it worked. It was okay.
It provided its own insights too.
Yes.
That's something that we discovered as piano
teaching
teachers.
Online, you can see, oh, this is how their piano sounds at home. Or just, you know, seeing them in their own environment, sometimes they do even better than in person, you know, because they're used to their instrument at home. So that was neat to see. And now most everybody's back in person, but we still have a few who are choosing to continue online, which is fine. So yeah, and it's a good option too. I had a student who moved away at one point, and we carried on remotely for a few years. So, you know, it's kind of a neat technology thing. So my favorite part of the business would have to be watching a student grow over the years, not only as a musician, but just as a person, because I think that's something that's kind of unique to teaching privately, is you can have a student from age 7 through when they graduate high school. And that is super special, just to be able to see them develop as a person, just to be a role model, I guess, in their life. And see them struggle through things and overcome things. And that to me is super special.
Yeah, it's the light bulb moments. I mean, every teacher wants to see that. They want to see the light bulb moment. They want to see the achievement, because it's something that they can be proud of, and it's something that we can be proud to have witnessed that moment. And yeah, that's really where the real reward comes in.
Yeah. Do we have advice for other family businesses on work-life balance?
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, especially when there's three little ones running around everywhere. We're lucky we have some good babysitters in our family, and another babysitter that we use quite often. They help us out a lot.
Yeah. For us being piano teachers, most of our students come during the after school hours, which means by nature we're second shifters. And so that's why, we have the babysitters during that time. We chose specifically, we knew early on that we would need to homeschool our children from a practical standpoint and just from a family standpoint. We want to be with our kids and we really want to invest in them. And so that was a family decision that we made because of the business that we're in. And so it allows us to kind of do the best that we can in both aspects. We can try to be as best as we can as a family, and we can have, our undivided attention to our business as well.
And don't answer the phone during dinner.
Nope. Not worth it. Not worth it. That's what voicemail is for. That's what I say.
And then other observations for entrepreneurs. I would just say with that one, don't give up if things seem hard, or if people don't take you seriously at first.
It was kind of a thing that she had to deal with, kind of struggle against, is when you're young and you're single, trying to get out there, and it can be hard when people just don't take you that seriously, and you're trying to build up your professional demeanor, if you will, and your professional environment. But it's something that she overcame. But there have been lots of people throughout history who've been told you can't do it, you're not going to do it, it's not set in your favor to do it, but they did it.
And it can be helpful to hear that at times, because then you take their thoughts and you think about it and you figure out how to figure that out.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Yeah. So I would say just be encouraging as much as we can to other new businesses, especially young people finding their way.
So I went to see my folks. We had me in Temple Christian, me and my brother, and my piano teacher there was the minister of music at the time, Terry Smith. He was my first piano teacher. And I remember going in there. I remember meeting him, being it was in the church choir room. I remember that yellow piano. I've actually tuned it in the last couple of years because the church still has it. So I remember that yellow piano. And I remember he was teaching me about rhythm. So he had a piece of staff paper and he was writing it out with, it looked like gel ink, actually, thinking about it now. But he had that and he gave that to me to work on. Then I would go home and work on it there on our big, large upright that used to be a player piano, but didn't have the player mechanism in it anymore. But I remember that. And he always had a jar of Laffy Taffies. And I either chose the purple one or the green one. So I remember that. And then after that, I'd go back to my classroom and carry on, because it was usually during recess that I would do that. On Wednesdays, it was Wednesday during recess that I would do my piano lessons.
Candy is very important. Our students will let us know if our candy jar is low.
That's true.
I have so many good memories of my piano lessons. I had so many good teachers over the years that just for one reason or other, they stopped teaching at one time. So I would go to another, and so many good memories. But I'll tell you about one. When I was taking lessons from Charlotte Afflebeck, And she had assigned a song from one of these Disney books that I really wanted to play. And I worked on it at home, and there was like 6 or 7 verses, I will say. And I wanted to play all of the verses. So I remember I played all like 6 or 7 verses of that song for her during the lesson. And that she didn't say anything about stopping, like I'm thinking now myself, okay, if a student's going to play like all 7 verses, maybe I get the idea after like the first 2, and I might say, okay, that's good. But she let me keep going. And I just remember that because she was so just encouraging. That was an encouraging thing to me. It made me feel like she wanted to hear me play. So yeah, but there's been so many good memories in lessons.
With piano tuning, that's one of the things that that we offer here. I started tuning about 2010, and if you want to schedule a tuning, then you can call us at the studio. You can look us up on our Facebook page. You can also call us at Krysti's number or mine as well. And the piano tuning just helps to make sure that the sound of the piano is where it should be, because there's all these strings and stuff that in there that need to get tightened up. They get loose over the winter, or maybe you need to back them off because they get tighter during the summer when everything swells up. And so you want to make sure that the sound that you have at home, for a student, you want to make sure the sound you have at home is the same sound that you have here at the studio. It helps to increase the life of the piano, to make sure that everything is adjusted where it needs to be so that way things don't warp and get out of shape. And it's overall just so much more pleasing, because I'll have calls that say, oh, I haven't, it's not been tuned in 2-3 years. I let it get away from me and it sounds horrible. And or you'll have some that say it was my mom's and it was at her house and I don't know if she ever had it tuned. And so it can be kind of a range of that time gap that it's happened there. Best case scenario is once a year, even twice a year if you want to be a little bit more persnickety perhaps. And it also, with the weather changes, and it also depends on how the piano handles as well. But it will definitely extend the life of your piano and the playability of it, and it's good for its overall health.
So thank you for hanging out with us today. And yeah, we've had fun answering these questions. And if you want to get in touch, you can call me directly or text me. That's probably the easiest. My number is 419-233-5255. Or you can look us up online, krystysmusicstudio.com. Krysti is spelled Krysti. Yes. So thanks again. Take care.